So today I want to talk about how to fill your own cup so that you can fill others' cups too. And this is one of those episodes where I want to get kind of more into like purpose and serving and impact and mindset, those kinds of themes. But I'm going to be speaking about topics that we cover a lot in the Finance, Business, and Purpose podcast, that we cover a lot in our work in immigrant finance, which are around finances and business and purpose. So I want to talk about this because so many people that we work with in our financial and business coaching work and education are really wanting to learn this information and improve their finances and improve their lives, not just for themselves. So the majority of people we work with, they have others relying on them, whether it's children or aging parents or younger siblings or people in their community they want to help and serve. We tend to work with a lot of people who are not just thinking about themselves when it comes to finances, which is amazing. Like, we love working with our community because at the end of the day, like, just making a lot of money so you can be rich is not very fulfilling. Like, right, it's all about getting in a more stable and abundant place so that you can serve others and carry out your purpose and be there for those who need you and support loved ones, right? So there's this phrase, the kind of theme I want to talk about in this episode of fill your cup first so you can fill the cup for others, right? When your own cup is empty, it's really hard to fill the cup of others, right? So when others are empty and relying on you and needing you and need to ask for your support, whether it's time or energy or money, whatever it is, it's hard to do that sustainably over the long term if you don't do it for yourself first. So I want to talk about how to be there for others, right? And by taking care of yourself through finances, business, and self-care, and to really drive home the point that when we ourselves are healthy and when we are prioritizing ourselves and taking care of our bodies and our health, right, and our finances and our stability and all of that, that's when we build up more capacity to be able to care for other people. So the more we have in our own cup, the more we have to give to others. And then others can lean on us and we can be the rock for others to lean on. Like, I know so many of you in our community already are, whether it's by choice or not. So for example, if you're supporting siblings, parents, children, friends, colleagues, partner in a relationship, all this applies. Doesn't matter who it is. It's about being in a strong, sustainable place yourself so that you can be there to serve. And a couple examples I think of, like particularly in our work in immigrant finance, we talk to so many people who are the oldest children of their family, or maybe they're not the oldest, but they're like the most responsible oldest child, right? And they are the ones that have to figure this all out for their family when it comes to finances. Their parents haven't learned this. Maybe their parents are immigrants and, we never had the opportunity to learn about finances in the US. And they know they are going to be supporting their parents as they get older, especially because most of the students we work with, their parents have not started investing and don't really have a retirement plan, and are going to have to rely on them, right? So if that's you, we understand. I would say like the vast majority of people we work with are in that situation, and we have lessons around how to start having those conversations about that topic and building a plan, not just for you, but also for your family and for supporting your family through our main financial program, Immigrant Finance School. I also work with a lot of women who are mothers. I think probably makes sense because I'm a mother, right? So maybe I'm attracting those kinds of people or whatever. I get them, but definitely have a soft spot for mothers. And that's an area I want to be thinking more about and incorporating more because I know a lot of you in our community are mothers, right? Or maybe thinking about becoming parents someday. And if you haven't heard me announce on some of my other recent episodes lately, I am having my second baby soon at the end of this summer. We're super excited. definitely nervous to be having 2 kids, but very excited. And, it's something on my mind a lot of like, how can I make sure that our children are going to be supported, that we're going to be in a position to keep them safe, basic needs and all that you think about as a parent, whether you're a mother or father, or even if you're, a dog parent or cat parent. It's like when you have this living being that's relying on you and depending on you, like it makes things a lot more serious, that responsibility. And that really does show up in your financial planning, and requires a different approach to financial planning, because you're not planning just for yourself. The good news is there's a lot of amazing strategies. So I guess I'm already getting into the first topic. I was going to get into finances in a minute, but let's just go ahead, and because the conversation's going there. So with supporting children, there are actually several types of savings and investment accounts that are really favorable to be saving and investing for children. So like, for example, you can do an investing fund for children's college or future education savings that has major tax benefits, where all the money will grow tax-free. You won't have to pay taxes on the growth rate. So there's like things like that you can do to start building into your financial planning, to be in a good position to support children. But there's also just like basic budgeting, right? Like the expenses of children, or the expenses of aging parents who are relying on you, or on siblings who need your support, right? Or family members abroad in another country that you need to send money to regularly. Whoever it is, that does require a unique approach to financial planning that we definitely have thought very deeply about and have incorporated in our approach to financial planning, because a lot of the traditional personal finance planning doesn't really talk about that stuff, especially those types of expenses that members of the immigrant community have for supporting family members through their budget. So, supporting family members who don't have status, right? Or, have never invested before, have no plan for retirement, or live in another country and depend on you to send money to them every month. Whatever it is, like this does require a different approach to financial planning. So this is the first way that you can start filling your own cup, so you can fill others' cup too, is to get really strong in your finances, right? To get over that fear that I know is there. I definitely experienced it myself when I started with our financial journey, but to kind of allow yourself, despite the fear, to take action, to start planning and start learning strategies that you can do to improve your finances and give yourself more options. It is totally worth it. It is, despite the discomfort, despite the fear, having financial plans and systems, right, and goals and ways to implement those, right, and having ways for your money to actually be growing, right, like through investing. These are all ways that you strengthen your own situation so that you are stable, and for the long haul you're going to be able to support those people who are relying on you and fill their cup too, right? So compare it to if you are kind of avoiding your own finances and you're not really managing your money well, and you're not really investing for yourself, but you're giving all your money away to others, right? You're going to burn out, and because your own cup is not getting full, and you're going to put yourself in a precarious situation where you are less likely to be able to keep doing that, right? Because if you don't build that stability yourself with your finances, how can you guarantee you'll be able to keep giving money to the people who depend on you? So planning your finances first and allowing yourself to, there's this concept in personal finance called pay yourself first. So allow yourself to pay yourself first and put money toward your own goals, toward your own savings, toward your own investing, right, to your own real estate planning, to your own business development. That is going to just increase that stability, filling your own cup, so you can make sure you're good and that you're in a position to keep helping and filling other cups too, especially financially. And even in non-financial ways, right? Like, let's say you have a family member who maybe they don't need anything from you financially, but they're like really emotionally dependent on you, or maybe they're really sick and they have some serious health issues and they need that support from you, and time to help take care of them. Like, having your finances in order just makes those difficult things in life so much easier, because otherwise when your finances are a mess, or problematic, like, it just impacts every area of our life. It makes everything hard. Everything is harder because money affects all areas of our life, right? I don't know if you can hear, when as I'm recording this, there's actually like a thunderstorm happening outside. I don't know if you can hear it through my microphone, but it's really very mystical. It just started raining. Okay, so that's the financial piece of filling your cup first, so you can help fill others. The second area I want to talk about is with business. If you already have a business, or if you're thinking about maybe starting a business someday, this concept applies to that as well in terms of your actual business development and planning. So let me talk about this in terms of the framework we teach in our business coaching. We use something that we call our proprietary, so I can never say that word, 4P framework. So the 4Ps stand for purpose, people, profit, and processes. I'll say it again: purpose, people, profit, and processes. These are like the 4 ingredients for us in our work in international empowerment, doing business coaching, that really are core to building a strong, sustainable business that's going to make an impact and change people's lives. And I could go more into this, but for purposes of this conversation, the last two in particular, the last 2 P's, profit and processes, are what I want to focus on in terms of how to fill your own cup in your own business, so that you can help others, so that you can fill others' cups too. So if you have a business where you're kind of ignoring the profit and processes, then it starts to become more like volunteering or like a hobby, right? Or maybe you're making money somehow, but it's like a total mess and very disorganized, and it's basically a dumpster fire, right? If you're just focusing on purpose and people, which for those of you like me who are all about like social impact and social justice, like, that's why we love what we do, right? Like, that's why we're starting businesses, so that we can help people and fulfill our purpose and carry that out, right? But if we focus on just that, it's going to be really hard, again, long-term, sustainably, to fill the cup of others, right? Because we're not filling our own cup in our business by ensuring that it's stable. It's the same kind of thinking that I just described with finances, with supporting family members, right? So that's why we do need to pay attention to profit and processes in our business. The point of a business, besides and in addition to serving others and making an impact, is to generate money as well, right? So at least the business can continue. A business that doesn't make money dies, and it either can no longer exist, which is like, no one wants that, especially if this is your purpose, right? Or it just becomes basically a hobby or like volunteering. It's not actually a business, right? So if you want it to be a business where you don't have to rely on constantly asking for donations or grants, right, to function as a business and do the work you're here meant to do, you do need to have profit coming in. You do need to have ways for the business to be generating income, right? And so that's a core part of business, right? And a lot of people ignore that because that it can feel really hard and it can feel really scary, and learning about like marketing and sales can be really intimidating. I know for sure it was for me when I started. I've been working in nonprofits my whole career. So I was like, what is this, right? Like, all I want to do is help people. I have to learn these things, right? But we have to, as business owners, learn about how to make profit so that we can help people and fulfill the purpose and have the resources it takes to do that. It takes massive resources to make massive change. So if you want to help people and do it through business, the business is going to have to make some money. And then most importantly, let's talk about processes. So the last P of the 4 Ps I talked about. processes are also so critical in your business in terms of like filling your own cup, making sure that business is stable and secure, so that you can serve, so that you can make an impact, so that you can help people, so that you can do what you're meant to do in your business and why you started it, right? So processes are things like systems, structures, right? Having things organized, having set ways you do things, having efficient ways to do things, automating as much as possible, right? Like cutting out all that administrative stuff that takes up so much of your time that's not really a good use of your time, right? And can be annoying, so that you can focus on the actual work you're here and meant to do, right? That's what processes and systems are all about. And so by not having that in a business, by not filling your cup with investing in building those processes and systems, it's going to be really hard to help as many people as you want to help, right? You're going to be limited way more than if you had solid systems in place. So that's what the piece I wanted to say on in terms of business, thinking about filling your own cup, is to think about, building out that strategy and developing ways to make profit and to set up processes so that your business is healthy and strong and it supports you to allow you to then go fill others' cups and serve however it is you do that in your business or thinking about it in the future. And lastly, the third topic I wanted to talk about for filling your own cup so you can fill others' cups too is in terms of self-care. So all of the things in terms of, making sure you drink water and sleep enough and exercise and eat healthy and have work-life balance and, work on your mental health and mindset and take care of yourself. Like all of those things are in this third bucket for me of how you want to be filling your own cup so you can fill others' cups too. This was something that has been way harder for me maybe, or like only recently have I realized has to be an equal priority of the other things. I personally am someone who, always was a people pleaser. I call myself a recovering people pleaser. I've been working on that for a while now. But always trying to serve, always trying to take care of other people, help other people, be there for friends and family. And so I was never on the list, right? I never was a priority. And I only realized that very recently, way later in life, how important that is. Through several experiences that led to that, right? You know how life goes. But it sounds like more trivial when I say it out loud, but I just can't underscore how important it is to take very seriously your self-care and to dedicate time to that on a daily basis, whatever that looks like. It can, and I talked about this on a recent episode. I gave the example of one day it could look like taking a 2-hour bath, right? Or getting a massage or something, whatever. Another day, it could be just literally stepping outside for the 2-minute break you have between meetings at work, right? And walking in the grass barefoot, right? Just giving yourself a moment to just be and be okay, I'm human. I deserve to experience nature and life and the sun on my face, whatever it is, whatever it looks like for you. Everybody's different. What makes them feel good and makes them feel supported and rejuvenated, right? And gives them rest. So just think about what that is for you and make sure you build a daily practice where you are filling your own cup so that you can be in a position to fill others' cups too. I hope this was a fun episode for you to listen to. I hope that it made you think about something. I know, all of us are always thinking about all of these things, but maybe it allows you to think a little deeper about paying attention to one of these 3 areas that maybe you've been neglecting a little bit more than the others, whether it's finance, business, or self-care. If there is something that it did make you think of that you want to do differently or incorporate, I would love to hear what that is. Please do reach out to me. Best ways on Instagram at Adina Applebaum, or you can send me an email at hello@internationalempowerment.com. I so look forward to connecting with you all, and thank you so much for taking the time. If you are listening to this on Facebook or YouTube, comment below and let me know what you think, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day.